Hey, good afternoon. This afternoon I'm moving a couple of trains. We're going to park them on the other side of the layout, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut a new curve in for this new wood over here. To do that, to draw the curves, we're going to have to put a temporary bridge across here, and that'll give us something to base our lines on. So bear with me a couple of minutes while we get trains moved. And unfortunately, when you go beating on the wood, the trains vibrate. Okay, we're ready. This afternoon, we're going to cut a curve in from over here at the temporary bridge. We're going to come around down this way, and we're going to connect back up with the track on the far end of the layout. We have to put a couple of switch tracks in down at that end. So the problem is in laying this turn, I'm standing in the center of the turn. And what we do is we draw arcs to get our layout. So what I've done is I have cut a couple of pieces of wood in a temporary bridge, and I'm going to build a bridge here to gap this thing so that we can do this. Now we've got our bridge in. Roughly we're going to measure, I want these turns to be about 30 to 34 inches in radius. So we're going to measure, pull our measuring tape out, find a center. We're going to freelance an arc to go around. We're going to try to find a center here. Maybe a little smaller. Okay, right about there. So what we'll do is we'll put a center point here. We tie a knot at the end of the rope, the end of the wire. This is our loop. It's a real high-tech method of drawing curves, and it works really well. I'm going to change position and get under. We have it measured from the screw down here to a mark on the table over there, and it's really neat. You notice I'm using a spool of wire to make my arc. What happens is, as I draw my line and I move the wire across the turn, the wire will get tighter. So what it will do is create an automatic transition turn. It'll make it gradually go into the turn. Okay, here we go. Now we flip our wire over. There. Now where these two lines cross, that's the path of my track right there. Later on, when we go to merge into the tracks that are coming from the other end, we will wherever this line comes out is where we'll go straight off. For now, we have our track laid. So that is exactly how we lay a curve. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay our road bed around that turn and then our track. I've pulled out a couple of pieces of road bed. The road bed comes in a cork strip like this. We fold it down the middle. The center, you can't see it, but the center of it is actually cut on an edge to give it its diagonal. Then we flip it back around so that the square sides go against each other and the diagonal goes towards the outside edge of the track. And that is what the train is going to see, like that. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to stick a nail in each piece of that road bed every 2 inches. So this is a real tedious process, but I have found that it's worth going ahead and putting all the nails in before I start, and then I line it up on here and just nail it down. So bear with me. We'll speed the camera up while we put all the nails in. The next thing we're going to do is start nailing them in. This is the part my wife loves. It gets a little loud. Okay, you might have noticed that I left the end of the road bed loose. And the reason I did that is because we're going to cut switch tracks from the other end of the track coming back this way. So we don't know exactly where those tracks are going to go yet. And when we figure it out, we'll get those lines drawn and we'll make this unattached road bed match and go into them. Okay, now we've drawn a line, the curvature up at the top end, and drawn the line straight into the curve at the other end. Now all we have to do is put down the road bed. Okay, we've made a lot of progress. We've laid the track down through into the bridge. The double scissors crossover there. There are the Amtrak engines coming around the turn. Now this is my temporary bridge, and we're going to replace that temporary bridge. We're going to leave this track. Well, we need to replace the roadbed, but this track into this turn are going to stay, and then the track out here going that way, that all has to be relayed. And what we're going to do is put in switch tracks that line up something like this. Hold on a second. Okay, we're going to line up these switch tracks so that the train can go straight and stay on this track or cross over to this other track. And right now these two tracks are not in the right position. So all that has to be torn out. And that's the process I'm starting right now. So I'll take some pictures as we go along, let you see the progress, and then okay, we've completed the section of track, and now we're going to try to send our CSX engine through it.